Welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be playing some rank 8 PvP battles using a very popular Pokemon Go YouTuber's team, Peng. He recently went 26-0 with this team, and I believe the video is now at 100,000 views, so a lot of people are interested in this team, including me, and I decided to make a video on it. So basically the strategy behind this team is to lead Skarmory, and to safe switch into Shiftry if they do not lead a Flyer, or if you're in a bad matchup in general. Now, as you can see here, Alolan Raichu is pretty much as bad as it gets, so I quickly switch into my Shiftry, and I make a mistake right off the bat here and go for the foul play. So the Seismitoad doesn't even shield it, so he would have probably KO'd. But instead I have to go for the Leaf Blade now, and at this point my opponent decides to shield. So as a result of that, I'm going to have to shield the Earth Power now from the Seismitoad. Assuming it's Earth Power. Yes. So, even though it's not very effective, it would probably be enough to take out the Shiftry because he's very glassy. So I go for another Leaf Blade here. And Seismitoad's going to let it go. So my opponent now brings in a Charizard. So, if you watched Caleb's video, I'm pretty sure he said he went 26-0 without encountering a single fire type. So it's quite ironic that I run into one here in my first match. But I mean, at this point, it's pretty much over. So Charizard uses the Blast Burn. Look at that damage. Takes out my Skarmory. I'm not shielding on purpose here, obviously, because I know I can't win. So, yeah, very rough start. Now, this team, it takes a lot of getting used to. The first couple of matches, I find you're going to have a lot of difficulty getting used to the matchups and when to switch, who does well against what. But I played a bunch more matches after this set, and I could safely say this team is super effective and really, really good. So we move into the second matchup here against Prof. Lowry, and he let off a Toxicroak, which was a good lead for us. He switches into the Registeel, and I decide to use Sky Attack here, which is a really bad move on my part. You should instantly switch into the Shiftry as soon as the Registeel comes out, just to make sure you can beat it to the charge moves. So because I didn't do that, I actually eat a Focus Blast there. Now that Focus Blast, I couldn't shield because of lag. As you could see here, I'm still lagging a lot. And look at all that damage I took from lockdowns while I was lagging. I took so much damage, I actually had enough for another Focus Blast. So, very unfortunate there. We would have probably lost this match regardless. But the lag is going to make it look a lot worse than it really was. So I bring in the Meganium now, and at this point, he still has 2 shields. I mean, I have 2 shields too, but I only have 1 Pokemon versus 3. And unless he's running like a Whiscash and a Swampert in the back, I'm probably going to get demolished here. So, I go for the Frenzy Plant. I don't even know what I'm doing. At this point, the match is pretty much done. I guess I'm trying to burn shields, but there's no point really. And my opponent's going to bring in the Toxicroak again. So, go for this Frenzy Plant. It's going to do a pretty decent amount of damage actually for not very effective, but not enough. Third match is Guillermo SLB 904. He leads with the Altaria, so this is the first time we have a positive lead. Actually, no, I lied. We had a positive lead last match, but we blew it. But this is a positive lead for us, so we're going to stay with the Skarmory. Now, my Skarmory does have really good IVs, but it does have an attack stat of 0. So I believe if Altaria has an attack IV of 4 or higher, because mine is a 0, the Altaria would actually have a higher attack than me and win charge move priority. So in this situation, I do beat my opponent to the Sky Attack. And my opponent decides to shield. So because they shielded, I'm going to match the shields because I really need to win this first match to get switch advantage. And unless they have double flying, we're going to be in a decent position against whatever else he has in the back. So, Sky Attack takes out the Altaria. He brings in a Deoxys and farms this down with a counter. Now I have to bring in the Shiftry here and try applying damage. Now, it would be nice to get rid of his shield. So what I do here is go for the Leaf Blade, but I made another mistake because I clicked the Leaf Blade too soon. I didn't even have enough energy for the foul play, so if my opponent's actually counting there, he would know that I didn't have enough for a foul play there, and he could take that hit. So a really good read by my opponent. And I choose not to shield here. And I'm going to try to get some energy on my Meganium, and then go for the Frenzy Plant. Now at this point, I'm pretty much just hoping that my opponent has water type in the back, like an Azumarill. Most people are running Azumarills either as a lead or as a closer, so it's a pretty high likelihood. And it is an Azumarill. I'm very low in health though, but I do have an energy lead over the Azumarill, so this Ice Beam would KO me, but because I have a shield, I could take that. And I should have enough energy built up to get off 2 Frenzy Plants here. So this first Frenzy Plant is going to get the shield for my opponent. And then this second Frenzy Plant should probably be enough to KO the Azumarill. It's actually not quite, but one more Vine Whip will take care of him. So we finally win a game. And we head into our 4th match now. And it's a lead against an Azumarill, so not the best lead for our Skarmory. I switch into Shiftry. And because Shiftry gains energy so quickly, we actually beat the Azumarill to the likely Ice Beam. But he decides to switch out into Tropius. So that Tropius is doing a lot of damage really quickly. And we're just going to try to get off these foul plays. So the thing about Shiftry is actually that he's very glassy, but his moves do a lot of damage. Like, just neutral damage is really, really good for Shiftry. So here I tried to bait my opponent with the Leaf Blade, hoping to get a shield, but he doesn't take it. The foul play wouldn't have KO'd anyways. And he uses up his energy, and I bring the Skarmory now. Now what I should have done here is probably farmed, especially because my opponent had no energy left. But another mistake here. And I mean, we're learning as we go, but he brings in a Bastion on anyways, so energy probably would have been wasted. But I decide to farm up to a Sky Attack and switch out, bring in my Meganium. And I have to shield this Flamethrower. Now my opponent has a shield, so I build up to an Earthquake, and I'm hoping to bait him out with the Frenzy Plant. If he lets this go, I'm going to be in a tough situation. But he does shield, and now if I get to an Earthquake, it should be able to KO the Bastiodon. And Bastiodon, he charges his charge attack so slowly that I actually do beat it to this Earthquake. And super effective damage takes it out in one hit. Now he brings in a Azumarill again in the back. So this Ice Beam has to be shielded. Shields are down. And I still do have Skarmory in the back, so this Frenzy Plant, if it doesn't take out, we actually CMP tied there. And the Frenzy Plant did not KO. Ice Beam's going to take me out, but fortunately I have the Skarmory in the back, and one Air Slash is going to take that match. And heading now into our final matchup, game number 5 against Scoopy727, who's going to leave for Registeel, so another bad matchup for us. But this time, we make the right move and switch immediately into the Shiftry, so that we could beat him to the charge attack. We're going to get off this foul play, and you're going to see how much damage this does here. Well, he shields, so that's pretty good for us too, actually. And he's probably going to go for a Focus Blast, so I'll have to shield here. Shiftry could survive a Flash Cannon, but he's going to be left in the red. So go for another foul play here. Should be able to get to another charge attack, I believe. So Registeel is going to go for probably another Focus Blast. Yes, so we have to use our second shield here. I'm really trying to win switch advantage. And we go for the foul play. My opponent does not shield that. Now I went for the Leaf Blade. I may have been able to farm it down there. I'm not 100% sure. But at least I did get the second shield. Probably wouldn't be able to farm it down actually. Can't. It's close. But anyways, we lose switch advantage, but we did take both shields. So shields are down now. And we're going to bring back in the Skarmory. And my opponent is going to bring in the Azumarill. So I'm going to get off the Sky Attack. And what I want to do here is wait until the Azumarill wastes its energy and then switch in the Meganium. And I'm hoping to do that so that I can get an energy lead over the last Pokemon he has. It's actually a Hydro Pump. And I bring the Meganium out. And my opponent chooses to stay in here. So he must be afraid of the Meganium possibly in the back. It's actually a Tropius, so he clearly wasn't afraid. He liked the matchup he had here. But that's probably going to cost him the match because I do have that Skarmory still in the back that has the Sky Attack ready to go. And I get off another Frenzy Plant here, which is huge. And although it doesn't do much damage, that's probably going to be enough for the sky attack to win the game. Yeah, so if we were 1 second too late, the air lace would have actually hit before we got that extra damage with the sky attack. And now our scarring back comes back in. And 1 air slash. So yeah, you could see actually that that frenzy plan came clutch. But anyways, we end up going 3-2 in that set, which is good because our rating will go up at least. As you can see here, we actually got a rufflet. This was from a later set, not the same one, but it was the first rufflet I had seen, so I thought I'd throw it into the video. And it was pretty cool. The team overall, it performs really well. It takes a while to get used to, but once you get a hang of it, I think you could go on pretty big win streaks with it. Maybe not 26-0 anymore, especially now that people will be countering it with fire and stuff. But yeah, overall, great team, and a big shout out to Caleb Peng for that. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to try to be uploading videos daily. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.